Guys, welcome back to the Garden Podcast. We are here with my very, very good friend, Kardell. I wanted to bring him on when I first started when I started this podcast, obviously, not too long ago. He was one of the first people that I had in mind to bring on here. He's got a great mind, a great head on his shoulders.
Cap.
Unfortunately, he just lives a little further away from me, and as you know, today he made a little bit of a drive out here to kick it with me and just have a conversation, man.
Gotta make it for the Gomez.
Ooh,
GB,
my dog.
AB. Yeah, man. You know I had to make it in for you, bro. I feel like this is a great thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely a reflection of your personality, just going after your dreams and diving in like you always do.
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my respect for you.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I remember we talked a little bit about this a long time ago. I've known you for what? 3-4 years now, something like that, crazy. Bro. It feels crazy every time I reflect on our relationship as friends and how long we've known each other. I'm always kind of like, damn, time fucking flies, brother.
I say that shit about every day. I be like, damn. Me and my girl about to go on 3 years in our relationship, and I think about that. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, where did the time even come from, and how did it get here,
bro? The 3 years.
Tres.
I think I can't remember when you told me you guys started dating. You if you guys hear Meech whining in the back, you know he just wants to talk a little bit with us.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
I remember when you met your girl. Well, did I meet you when you met your girl, or was it kind of just were you already dating her?
Let me think. No, we had to be talking. Yep. I think we probably had just got into a relationship.
Yeah.
We that was 2020 we met.
Kardell and I met during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We met in the moving business. As everybody knows, I used to own a moving company. And before I owned a moving company or any of that, I was just a mover myself. Same as Kardell was at the time. How did that pandemic, it brought you back to moving, right? Because you weren't always doing moving before, right? What did you do before? I don't know too much about what you did before you got into the moving business. Mm-hmm. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Well, yeah. So let me see. That was 2020. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
2020, 2019. Okay, so pandemic happened 2020. And let's say January, February. Okay, cool. Now I'm back on track. Before moving, I was doing event sales. So pretty much go to like huge events all across the nation. So mainly I was in Vegas, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, everywhere. And I would do like pitch sales, right? Where I have a product and then I have to sell it to the people who's at the event. Mm-hmm. And I did that for about 2.5, 3 years. And then the pandemic came, right? The rules of the pandemic was like large groups of people weren't able to be together at the same time. So I was already seeing like some inconsistency within the sales business, and then like just people meeting up all together at once. It was on a decline. And so the pandemic actually forced me to come back to the residence, to my residence in Atlanta, and figure something else out. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I was like, what can I do? And then they were talking about only people who can really be outside and be working were essential
workers, yeah, like essential workers.
Right.
Yeah.
So my first thought process was, okay, boom. I know moving was something that I resorted to when I was like 21 and I needed something to do in between my tech school and whatever else I was doing at the time. So I looked to it again. And the company who I guess was offering, I was online trying to apply somewhere, and I think maybe Craigslist. Mm-hmm. And I think all my sons had an ad. They had an ad that was like, let me just apply. And they said I can drive, right? Because that was my whole thing when I first started moving was I was like 21. They wouldn't let me drive the truck, and I was riding with these old dudes in the passenger seat, and they was smoking cigarettes and cigars and listening to rock music. And I was like, this not my vibe. I can't drive. I'm a leader. So that kind of pushed me away from that scene. But when I got with all my sons, they allowed me to drive the truck, and then I was literally hired within a day. So, of course, I'm going to go work, you know. But I also had a different moving experience with another moving company that gave me more freedom. So that's why I started working with the company that we worked with.
Yeah, that's where we met. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give no free promos, but you know,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the company that where we met, you know, it was very flexible. It was where, you know, you pick up shifts on an app and this and that. Um not to sound not too crazy about the free promo things, but you know, it is what it is, you know. But we met through that, man. I remember you telling me when you first applied to, was it all my sons, right?
Yeah.
You were like, you told me that you didn't know how to drive the 26-foot trucks yet, right?
No.
And like anything, you kind of just want to wing that shit, and you're just kind of like, I need the job, or
Heck yeah.
I needed that, and you say yes to everything. A lot of people, you know, they'll apply to jobs, and obviously, you know, they'll just wing it and be like, yeah, I can do this, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. And you figure
Dude,
it
that
out
was
as you go.
yeah, that was a funny story. I remember you telling me you told me like, yeah, I kind of just figured out my first time driving that 20. So, dude, it was the same with me though.
For real?
When I started, well, I didn't apply. You know, when I started my own thing, I was I didn't know how to drive a 26-foot truck. And I
Yes, you
remember,
did.
no, I didn't. The first time I drove it was, I don't know if I gave off the confidence that I knew how to drive it, but I drove it to a job where me and Julio underbid the fuck out of it, and it was not, dude. I made like, you know how much money you could make in moving.
Yeah.
I made probably like closer to $100 on like in me profiting $100 on like a 3-hour job.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But that's you could make way more than that. And I remember, actually, I made $0 on that job. Let me tell you why. I was driving the truck and some dude claimed that I hit him. It was in a tight neighborhood. So, you know, them big U-Hauls, you be turning them, and if you don't know how to turn them,
tight, yeah.
you're going to turn them too tight, and you could scrape something on the side. So that's what he claims I did. And then I was like, I'll give you like, cause I was trying to save my profit. I was like, bro, I'll give you like $20, $30. And he was like, just give me 100. And I was like, fuck it. Just get out of my face. I gotta finish, dude, because I wasn't even done with the job yet.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Bro,
imagine,
so you ain't even make your money.
Yeah, I didn't even make the money yet. So I was actually, that was on the way to the drop off, and I was I remember Hulu was like, damn, like he felt bad, but I was like, it comes with it. It comes with learning something that you're not comfortable with, because guess what? After that, I ain't never did that shit again.
L's, man.
Yeah, man.
Them L's, bro. Them L's.
So now I know that you're still in the moving business.
Yeah.
What's the name of your moving company, bro?
Prolific Moving Pros.
If you guys need any moving in the Atlanta area or anywhere out here in that metro Atlanta area,
PMP. Hold it down.
Yeah, let them know.
Prolific Moving Pros. Call 404-444-0207.
Yes, sir. These guys right here, you guys have worked with me before, and I've worked with you guys before. We've been a kind of a combination sometimes. Obviously, you know, I'm not in it anymore, but I see you, brother. I see you doing your thing, man.
Salute.
Man, where are you planning on taking this, bro? Is this something that you plan on taking it to the highest possibility, or what are your plans? Like, do you feel it as a way to fund something else? Or because I know when I was doing it, I wanted to take it to the highest. Remember, I always tell you about different ideas I had, but I talk about this a lot. I've talked about this a lot in the last 2 podcasts that I did with the other guests, that I just lost a little bit of whatever it was that was driving me in that business, and obviously, you know, the boxing business has always been something that I always told you about, and it was just time to make that switch. But where do you plan on taking whatever you got going on, bro?
I don't know if you heard it in the stories, but moving has been something that I felt like I could always lean on, right, if I needed to. You know, it's not like ever since I was 6 years old, I always wanted to move. No, man.
Yeah.
So definitely not something that I feel like I want to take to the highest of the highs. But I do want to test the limits and allow it to bring me what I desire out of life, whether that's, you know, monetary, physical gains, monetary gains, you know, everything. But I really see it a little bit deeper than just moving. So I always said anything you do in life is a reflection of yourself, right? It's just the emulation, or it's a reflection of who you are to the core, if you allow it to. And so for me, moving allows me to be a mentor, be a big bro, be a great man in the community, just be a person of the people. And it's something you don't have to go to school for, right? I can literally hire a 13-year-old if that was legal, you know. But that's what I really love about it, because I'm like, man, like, what did I need as a kid? What could I have had as a kid to point me in the right direction?
Yeah, like looking for opportunity
Yeah,
anywhere.
right. With something simple that you can do.
And one of the cool things about moving that I loved when I was doing it, when we met, was I was able to meet, dude, like amazing people like you,
That part.
and the customers, and these customers, man, like I've I tried my best to build relationships rather than just see it as a customer to like company kind of relationship. It was like a real relationship, and I still have contacts with these people that I know that I can contact them whenever, and whether I'm doing this or I'm doing that, I plan on having some of the my previous customers come on and on this podcast. You know what I mean?
Aware?
Because yeah, I plan on
What's
having a
up?
few of them come on, and we've found a lot of great connections through the moving business. And like you said, the opportunity is there for anyone. You just gotta want it. We just gotta want it.
I feel like you want it and looking for it is pretty much the same. You gotta look for it, and I think that's why people say just start. Just whatever idea, whatever dreams, whatever you want to do in life, like, you just start to do something. That's my thing too. I say just do something. If you don't
Yeah,
know what to do
do
something.
something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because whether you're doing it wrong or whether you're doing it right, you're gonna figure out that something is going on, and you have a building block. You have some type of support or foundation to keep stepping on and reach the level that you want to reach to.
No doubt. Even if it's just like you said, something that you don't plan on taking it to the highest extent, but it'll get you to a next level. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where when you make that step into this next level, you start seeing more opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's just like you're just breaking barriers. And one thing that I talked a little bit about before was just the transition from something a career to a different career path, and how it can mess with someone mentally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in the sense of like changing
Your routine.
your routine, your financial aspect, and all of that. Do you?
Definitely.
I remember. I want to ask you though. Do you still have? I remember when I met you, you had a clothing brand. What's going on with that?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, nothing at the moment. Nothing at the moment. But I really, like, I still have it in the back of my mind of, like, really wanting to bring it out.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know how to bring it out. Like, do I bring it out the same way I had it before, or do I come differently? But
Yeah.
I still feel like my message is, like I said, the light is still shining. You know what I mean? But it's shining in a different way. So do I collaborate these ways together to, put this huge light out? Right? Because even if I say the message today, like, people still be like, oh my gosh, like, that's powerful.
Absolutely. Go ahead and let them know what it's
Oh,
it was
man.
hold on, let me see if I can remember. It was All My Beliefs, right? All My Beliefs. And dude, I
What's the
remember.
slogan?
I don't remember. But I do remember. I had you gave me a hoodie, or I bought, or I don't know how I got it, but I had one of your hoodies. Oh, you gave me for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it for my birthday and or Christmas or something. I wore it and I took a picture with it. And when I tell you, people were like, "Yo, where'd you get that hoodie? Where'd you get it?" And I remember telling you, I was like, "Bro, you gotta go in with it. You gotta go in with it."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead and break it down a little bit more, because I remember it had a meaning behind the logo itself.
Yeah.
I'll let you explain it better than I can, for sure.
Okay. So just to reiterate, A and B, right? All my beliefs. The slogan is all my beliefs is my ambition. And if I could have the logo with me right now, I'll show you that it has 3 symbols in there. There's gonna be a wolf, a leaf, and a moon, and all three of those items are very significant in life. All right. The wolf represents you. being hungry, driven, and focused on whatever it is in life that you really want to get, right? But you always start out by yourself. The belief starts with you first. The idea came from you. So you're really a lone wolf, just marching on a journey of doing something. Right, you out in the wilderness and you just marching, and it's real cold at first. So the second part of that is the leaf, right? The leaf is what's those prickly bushes called?
Or like
Like the little evergreen tree.
like
Is
a pine tree.
No, not a pine tree. More
You're
of
talking about like a oak. I don't know, bro.
I don't know,
I don't
but
know
the
nothing about
leaves
trees.
hurt. Like if you were to run straight head first
Like the
into
needle,
it,
like the
yeah, the
pine
needle
needle.
leaves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the symbol, right? It's the pine needle leaf. Um, and I put that specific leaf because that's a painful change, which is what a leaf is representation of in this logo. It represents the changes of life, right? There are some leaves that hurt, then there are some leaves that don't hurt, right? So you got good changes and bad changes in life, but the positive and the negative always work together for your common goal, all right? And lastly, there's the moon. The moon represents your vision or whatever goal, desire it is you desire to reach, right? That's the only light that you're going to have that's going to shine during those dark times to allow you to direct yourself to your vision, your goal, whatever it is you want out of life, right? That's your ambition. So all your beliefs is your ambition, right? And it's a lifestyle. So
Absolutely.
it's A&B Lifestyle and Company.
The cool thing about the moon that I like is sometimes you're not always gonna see the moon, but the moon's always there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it'll shine brighter than other days through the dark, but sometimes you won't even. It'll be pitch dark. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Bro, I'm
yes.
telling you, brother. That I remember when you kind of told me all about that. I was like, this is dope, and that's how I was really able to connect with you, really, bro. Because we've always had great conversations outside of obviously this,
Hey,
and
yeah.
I've always appreciated it, man. You know how you were saying you see when you're like you leading the moving business and everything as it helps you be a bigger brother or a mentor to people. I could definitely tell you that you've helped me. You've in a way been a mentor to me as well.
Word.
For a lot. Absolutely. Whether I've ever told you that or not, it's the truth. You're one of the people that that helped me get out of my shell. Because I would be stuck in a shell of just not too timid, but scared to give my own opinion about things,
Okay.
you know. And when I see you, I'm like, man, this motherfucker can talk about anything, and you're you,
Yeah.
and not I never looked at it as like, oh, I want to be you. I see it as that's a good way of looking at things and living your life of being you and me being me. You know what I mean?
You admire certain things
Exactly.
about me that you
Exactly.
Like, okay.
So what happens? I feel like some people look at people for admiration and mentorship and try to be that person. You know,
Why do you think that is?
I feel like it's easier to follow a blueprint of what somebody's already done than creating your own. You know what I mean? So in the sense of like, if let's say I see what you're doing, I'm like, I'm gonna do exactly what he's doing. I can follow your footsteps and what you've done, right? Which is fine. You know, there's a lot of things, businesses and this and that you can do that in. But when you want personal growth, there's nothing nobody can say, I feel, that can there's some things that you kind of have to figure out yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not for everybody. Some people get through things with the opinions of others and the advice of others. A lot of the times I feel like I had to take your advice and kind of twist it into however it can work for me. You know what I mean? I guess that's advice. That's advice in general.
I was gonna say like that
Yeah.
just seems like a life thing.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised though. Like some people wouldn't see it that way. Some people would take things very literal. You know what I mean?
and that confuses me
Why?
because it's like I should have went to school for psychology and philosophy, but
Oh, those are the best things.
I being in this people business people businesses, I study personalities. All right, I see that there are some people who think very literal, and there's others who can think in between the lines. You
That's
know,
a great way of putting
and
it.
those differences, like, is major, and just having to learn how to communicate with those two different types of people is so weird. Because when I talk to people who are literal, there's some communication issues.
Definitely, bro.
You just have to beware and really adjust your way of speaking
Yeah.
when you talk to certain folks.
We have conversations about the type of people we run into a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always like trying to find the best ways to communicate with people, because not everybody understands how you talk to people, or how, you got to be, some people are more sensitive than others, and this and that. And being in a service of customer service, you want to find a way to be able to
Please them.
exactly, and be able to, if anybody does want to get rowdy, in a sense of like, oh, you want to know how to de-escalate that. And I feel like you've always been really good at that, bro. I've always admired how you told me I don't really get mad, and I'm like, bro, I wish I was like you, because I'm a very chill person when it comes to just being out and about. But don't get me wrong, shit drives me crazy too sometimes, certain things.
I feel like me and you kind of like we have the same temperament in that nature. Like,
I think yours a little bit better than mine, my boy.
it could be, but you don't see me when I'm like,
that's true. That's
'cause
true.
I have my moments too.
Yeah.
I just, if I'm working with the team, I don't really allow them to
Absolutely.
see that. Because like I said, or like you said, if I'm the leader, you can't. Your energy is gonna trickle down to them in some type of way, or what you guys are doing or trying to accomplish. So I'm like, all right, I know where my goal is, and I know how I want this to look. So let me contain myself, and let me just do what I need to do to get where I need to go.
Those are good. Those are great points of like being a leader, bro. Especially being a lead in these jobs, whatever you're doing. If you're in a leader position, you have to. Sometimes you'll be given that leader position, right? That doesn't necessarily make you a good leader.
Yeah,
That doesn't. A lot
Heck
of the times people think, or you get promoted and this and that. You gotta earn your stripes in these leadership positions, because damn, bro, I've been in situations where I'm like, did I handle that correctly? You know what I mean? Did I but those are good thoughts though. If you're thinking, did I do that right? Or like, that means you care. That means you're thinking about what you're going to do to correct it next time.
Right.
Because now if you're like, hell yeah, like I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like this and that. There's moments to be confident in what you're doing, but there's also moments that you have to think back and be like, next time I won't use that tone of voice, or I won't use that kind of wording for this kind of things. And dude, I'm sure you've learned a lot of that too in the moving business.
I've learned a lot of everything in the moving business, man. Bruh. And it's crazy because it's not like I told you this before. I relate everything to everything. So whether I'm dealing with the customer or one of my guys on the team, I'm like, okay, cool. I did this with them, or this happened with them. How does this happen in my personal relationships? Or how am I doing this, with anything else I have going on in life? Like, because the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
That's true.
You just have to have the eye to see it. You know what I mean? Like, to really be looking for what's going on. You know, and I feel like that's a key ingredient of being a leader, is being a problem solver, to being able to reverse engineer anything and get it done to perfection.
I was reading this book one time. I never finished it. I should probably hop back on that
What's
shit.
the name of it?
Hey, I don't really, it was like it had leadership in the name. It had something to do with like attributes of like a leader or something or how to be a better leader or something like that.
Okay.
And one of the things I remember reading about was, he said he was like in a church. He was like a church pastor or something, and he got converted to a new church. And I'm guessing, like, when you get converted, well, don't quote me on this, anybody, but when you got converted to a new church or something, obviously the pastor is kind of like the leader in that sense, right? And he said the first thing he did that he realized was he looked at the group that worked at the church. And he was like, when he would speak, he would say something, and everybody would, kind of be like, oh, okay. But then there was that one person that would speak, and everybody would be like, okay, let's do that. And so he would figure out who the people, when you're a new leader in a new situation, he figured out who that person was that the people will listen to. You see what I'm saying? That respect, that's well respected, that earns his stripes already, whether he's in that leader position or not. So he would find he found that person, and he sees what he does, how he approaches the people. He kind of learned off of like how he would earn his stripes in doing that. This is kind of where I started reading it, but that was a good, from what I took from that small reading that I had was being able to dissect the room. You know what I mean? In any leadership position, you're gonna have people on a team, and there are gonna be certain people that people will look at and be like, whatever he says, I'm gonna rock with. Just because, whether it's like personal thing, like if you're up on stage about someone, I'll be like, well, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Or simply like, he's never disrespected me, or he always calls me by my first name, and he never, you know what I mean? Things like that. It clicks in people's heads.
They do.
And that also, like you said, it relates to anything. If you want to be respected, you also got to learn to respect. You know what I mean? Because, dude, everybody wants respect. And don't get me wrong, it's understandable.
Yeah.
But you got to also look at your own ways. Like, what are you doing to earn this respect? You know what I mean?
Right. Or are you respecting others?
Dude.
You feel me? Cause
Yeah, man.
It's bad.
It's not easy, though. It's not easy because...
Is it? Yeah, I guess it's not, because you don't know what you don't know sometimes, so you just react in a way of not knowing.
Yeah.
But once you know, then it's simple.
Yeah,
Notice I said simple, not easy.
That's a good way. Yeah. Simple. Simple is. I think my dad always said. He says like boxing is simple, right? Anything you do in boxing is simple, but like you said, it's not. That doesn't mean it's easy. And then you can take that into however you want, into anything, bro.
You know what I just thought about?
What's up?
When Mr. Miyagi was like, Daniel-san, take this rag and wipe. And then he was like, wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off. And Daniel-san was like, so that's all I do? I just got to keep doing this over and over and over? And that's the hard part. You think like, damn, like, I know 1 + 1 is 2 already.
Yeah.
Like, why do I keep doing 1 + 1 = 2? I done did this 1,000 times. So that's the hard part about it. It's like, you know how you be in the desert, you just looking at sand, but then you start seeing tigers and cotton candy and stuff. You know, you start getting delusional. You think you start seeing stuff.
Definitely. When you,
It
dude,
gets hard, man. It gets hard.
The simplest things, doing it over and over. One, it gets fucking boring.
Yes.
It's just like, damn, why am I still doing this? But it's when it pays off that you're really looking back at it, and you can be like, all right, man, I'm gonna keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? It gives you that motivation. I'm sure the listeners have probably heard me say this a million times already, because I've said this a lot.
What?
But anything that motivation comes and goes.
Yep.
Right? One day you're gonna feel like, fuck, I can do this.
Yep.
The next day you're gonna feel like, damn, can I do this?
Yep.
But what gets you through all of it, right? The consistency. No matter what it is, you keep doing it. You keep grinding. Even this, man. I was editing before you got here. I was editing the podcast, and the one before this. I was like, fuck. I a lot. I a lot. And I'm like, I'm gonna change that for the next one. So hopefully you guys aren't hearing too many ums and okays.
Why do you want to change that?
It's more pleasing for the listener, I feel like. But it's just something that I'm looking at, and I'm like, if I'm listening to it, it's something I'm just testing out. You know what I mean?
Like you think about maybe your favorite artist or your favorite guy that you like to listen to from podcasts, right? I look at distinguished characteristics and qualities about a person. Now, some guys, and it really depends on your common goal. Like whatever your vision or your goal is for, your podcast or whatever idea you put out there in the air, like you just let it be distinguished. Cause some people be like, yeah, and that's funny.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
you know them by that. You know what I'm saying? You know them from being like, So if I was to be outside of here and I'm like, that's our little inside joke to be like, oh, Kardell say that stuff all the time, but it's funny.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just I try to get everything fucking perfect. You know what I mean?
We all do.
Yeah.
But you're only human, man, so be a
Absolutely.
human. and make the mistakes, but just put it on,
Yeah, dude. I'm so happy that we're doing this, bro. I'm so happy to be just. This was just an idea, like weeks ago. You know, I told my brothers I'm gonna go full force in this because I see a lot of potential in this, and most importantly, I see a lot of potential in myself.
Yeah.
Right. I have you have seen me grow throughout the years,
Bro,
right?
yes.
I've been
Lot.
I've been doing this, I've been doing that. I try to switch, I try to do this, and this one is the one that I'm like, damn, I really like this one,
This the one?
dude. Like this, what we're doing right now, I'm like, I love this shit. You know what I
Because you
mean?
never saw yourself doing this.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I've listened to a million podcasts, and I'm just like, I never was like, I want to start one, but like you said, bro, just start doing that shit, right? Just start doing it, and I've seen a lot of people start doing things, but never finishing or never continuing, right?
Like that book.
You had to put me on the spot, man. But you know what? I'm gonna get around to it. I gotta prioritize. Like anything, I gotta prioritize. Even this, bro. Like I could be, working today, doing this and that. But I said I need to prioritize. And if I really want to do this, I'm gonna get these people in here. I'm gonna schedule these things because we had to schedule this. It's not like, oh, Kardell, just come here because you live further away. Not everybody lives out here, but it's you got to schedule. You got to follow through. I get nervous. You get the nerves. You get is it going to be good? Are people going to like it? But you know what? Like you said, man, it's just about doing it. I'm not doing it for nobody else but my own personal growth. And I'm happy to put the limelight on you guys sitting on that chair and talk about a little bit more your upbringing and this and that. That's what I love to hear, man. I'm sure a lot of people would love to hear about your story, especially a little bit more. What did you? You told me you grew up as
I grew up in a single parent household.
Single parent household and an only child.
Yep.
I can't imagine that, brother.
Don't imagine it.
Cause dude, I grew up with my two brothers. I'm the youngest one, so really I'm kind of like the luckiest one out of all of them, cause I saw them growing up.
And you were the middle kid, right? You the middle
No, I'm the youngest one.
Oh yeah, you the baby.
Julio is the middle one. Yeah. So Julio,
get it the best.
that's what I'm saying. So but you know what? I knowing my older brother.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my oldest brother.
Shout out to Gilly Dell.
I learned a lot from them. Who did you look up to growing up, or who did you find that helped you guide your path? Because bro, you shout outs Meech. You got a great head on your shoulders, bro. I'm sure anybody listening to this can hear that already. You're a very well composed person, and I just want to know, man, who were you looking up to? Was it a celebrity? Was it somebody speaking, or somebody just came to your school or some shit? You never know.
What's funny is, I don't believe I ever really looked up to anyone. I don't know if this is a single kid thing or like a zodiac thing or just a me thing. I kind of penny pinched off different people, right? So I didn't have like one sole idol, but my grandfather, he taught me about like hard work. So whenever we were kids, me and my cousins, whenever we wanted to go out on the weekend, have fun, go bowling, go skating, play games, arcade, he was like, the grass need to be cut. So we'd be like, can we cut the grass? Can we wash the cars? Can we walk the dogs? Can we do something to get $1? You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Like that instilled in me hard work and just being able to get out there and sweat. Cause he is the hard workingest person I ever knew. Like this dude will work for hours, go to sleep for 2 hours and get back up and work more hours, And then the second person who I admired a lot was my uncle. Now he's kind of like the bad good guy, cause he was a notorious drug dealer, and he ended up going to prison for it. I'm still locked up to this day. But I never seen that side. Like not that I didn't see the drugs, but I didn't see the picture that the judicial system painted for him. I saw the good guy that he was. He was a mentor to the people in the neighborhood. He was a community guy. He always helped out and gave money to the community. I mean, we had in Louisiana, they had parades for everything, right? So he would be in at least 3 to 5 parades every year. His cars, clothes, banners on the cars. He would put people in the parades, provide the candy. This dude was giving out Nintendos, PlayStations, like in parade.
Yeah.
So, like, you couldn't tell me nothing about my uncle, man.
Yeah.
I just seen how much of a great guy he was, and he stood on morals and principles. Like, he was not going for this, and he was not going for that, and he was just one way, right? He was not flexible, which, caused him to get as rich as he was, and to just be as known for who he was as well. He didn't take no bullshit, but he was fun as well.
I didn't know that.
And he's still known to this day.
Yeah.
Like what's the dude name? What's the Mexican dude name?
El Chapo?
Yeah, El Chapo.
Mm-hmm.
He like El Chapo, but on a smaller level. Right? On a Louisiana level. If you go to Louisiana and you ask his name.
What part of Louisiana are you from?
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
That's where NBA Youngboy's from?
Yeah.
Hey, my boy, shout out to NBA Youngboy. What's it called? Dude, I didn't know that. I don't think you ever shared that story with me.
Oh yeah.
That's a interesting way of looking at it because, like you said, they'll paint a picture of somebody however they want to paint a picture of somebody in any situation, and not knowing someone firsthand is like the biggest. It's like a big thing right now, especially like you see you even like seeing people on the internet and stuff. You think you're like, oh, like I don't fuck with that person. It's a bit. Me and Hula were talking about something. We said something to each other the other day. We're like, a real person, I guess, not even man or woman, a person that keeps it real will make their own judgment when they meet someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not based off whatever so and so said. They'll make their own judgment when you meet someone.
And that's what I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, you good, bro?
Well, I'm not sorry. But sorry, not sorry. I think that may be, and I may be wrong in saying this, but the difference in between literal and the in between the liners, right? Because I feel like literal people, they go off what they read and what they hear and cast the judgment based on that, right? I'm an in between the liner, so I don't even hear all of the noise. I'm just, okay. If I like something about the person, I like something about them. You know what I mean? I don't really have any judgment on who they are, what they do. I just be like, okay, that's what you do.
Yeah.
If I meet you in person one day, then I have something to say, like you said. And I don't know if that's being real. I just think
it's being real with like, I guess it's just being, I don't know, just open. Yeah. Just being open to the thought of like, so and so is calling this person this, but let me find out for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure anybody listening to this and that goes to high school could understand that everybody gonna say some shit in high school about who you are, what you do, this girl, this girl. You know what I'm saying? That's where I really I didn't understand this when I was in high school. I didn't understand that I make my own judgments when I meet someone, right? And nobody does. Yeah, nobody does. That's the one thing that I was always kind of like, I wish people understood more when they were a bit younger, because, man, kids are mean, bro. Kids are mean. Like I was, yeah, exactly. Like I would, yeah. That's why I wish, like, if this could reach someone at a younger age, man, don't worry about what nobody's saying about you. Don't worry about what Sally and fucking whoever the fuck is saying, because at the end or if you hear something about someone else, don't take it so literal, man. You don't know these people, especially
they don't know you.
Exactly. That was a big thing that I had in high school, bro. I was just like, damn. I feel like everybody painted this picture of me of like this and that, of just, obviously you make mistakes as a kid. Obviously there will be kids that will see those mistakes that you make and highlight them, like, this is what this person is. You know what I'm saying? And I was never like bullied or nothing. Maybe some kids tried to, but I don't know. I guess I never had that kind of mentality to take it, to heart. Um, did you ever experience anything like that in high school? Just I know you used to you used to wrestle and stuff. See, I never. I don't. I think
Yeah,
I only played like soccer in high school, but even
um,
that.
you mind if I shoot this text real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
In high school, so I did like 3 different sports. I was in like 5 different clubs, and I was always known as the leader, being a well-rounded great guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have my my mistakes, and just having that type of energy and being held up to those types of standards, you make one mistake, like it could cause people to not believe in you as much anymore
Yeah.
because it was so high. You did one thing that was so low.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like trying to shoot for a 4.0, but then you make an F, so now you're like a 2.3, and it takes
Yeah.
forever to get back to that point. You know, that's pretty much what my story was in high school.
Yeah.
Like my first semester in high school, I was very smart, so I was in advanced classes my first semester, and I made a C or an F in one of my
Yeah.
classes, and bruh, when I tell you I was making 3.0s and 3.5s and 3.7s, and I still ended up with like a 3.23 by the end of my
GPA
yes,
3.2. What'd you say?
yeah, 3.23 or like 3.235 or something.
That's good though,
It's good, but it could have been like a 3.5.
bro. I graduated. I don't know how the fuck I graduated.
Hey,
I tell you, one time I looked at
you did.
I looked at my damn GPA, and it was 1.8.
What?
Bro, it
What?
was a 1.8. I failed. Dis- Distractions, bro.
What?
I had a girl. I was obsessed with her. Me and her were obsessed with each other. I skipped school. I would fucking sleep in my
Albie. What? Whoa.
bro. 1.8, man. I lost it there, bro. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Actually, no, I didn't lose it there. I was like, I'm loving my life. I got this girl. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Meech is over there rattling in his crate.
Cutting up.
Bro, there was a point where I had to, when she dumped me, is when I kind of had to make the switch over to. I looked at my grades. I was like, bruh,
Wait. The girl dumped you.
she dumped me.
Then you looked at your grades.
Then I looked at my grades.
Interesting. I want to say something on that in a second.
Go ahead. Finish it. Oh, you good?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, bro. I was so distracted by the girl that I let go of my friends. I let go of my my grades. I even like, bro, I spent so much money. As anybody can knows that has a girl, it comes with being able to fund certain things. And as a kid, my dad taught me to be like a traditional man, which is not wrong, right? But as a kid, when you don't got no money, how you gonna be spending money on someone? You know what I'm saying? So I would have to dip the savings, and but when she dumped me, bro, is when I was like, when I said I gotta look at my grades and shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I have no friends after that. I had no friends, so I was like, dude, I gotta copy out someone.
Why
Who the
didn't you
fuck am
have
I?
friends?
Cause I was spending like all this time with this girl. Like all my friends would try to text me, yo, let's hang out. I'm like, oh,
I want my girl.
I'm with my girl. Oh, I'm with my girl. You ain't never had no experience like that?
Personally, no. I
Yeah.
used to be like,
I was simping,
not a
bro. I
player.
was simping.
Definitely. I wasn't no player, but I never really failed to like relationships. But to add on to what you said, it was a distraction at that age. So my first real relationship, quote quote, was in like 10th grade. And it was a good relationship. Like she's a great girl, still is a great woman. But I believe at that time, if I didn't get into a relationship, I probably would be just way better in life.
Really?
I think so. Or no, let me not say way better in life. Let me say I would have done better in my high school era, like academically and
Oh.
just status level. With going through with like college or military, whatever I decided to do after that, because having that distraction you have ups and downs in relationships.
Yeah.
And being a kid trying to figure out the ups and downs of yourself and then the ups and downs of you with someone else, not actually being in a position to even have that type of say so, like, is weird. Especially
Definitely.
when I don't even have an example to go off of. I don't even have the mentorship or the guidance to
Yeah.
figure this out. Like I said, I came from a single parent household, so
Yeah.
it's like I didn't even have a perfect example of what the hell that looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So why was I even in a relationship? But you can't fight the feeling. So
The
you get into the
lovey-dovey feeling?
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lovey-dovey, you horny.
Yeah.
You want to see what the booty feel like and all that, bro.
Absolutely.
So it happened. And me reflecting on it is like, I reflect, I do, before this podcast, I always just think about like what could have been done differently to make something go the way I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things. I'm like, damn, like if I wouldn't have got in that relationship, it's kind of like losing your virginity. You're like, man, I wish I wouldn't have did that. I would still be clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm all dirty.
Yeah. I feel that way about when I was single when I was single before I met my girl now. I was single, and you know how it is, man. You're just out there chasing tail, finding whoever here and there, you know what I'm saying?
Getting
Fucking around
whoever.
and shit.
Yeah.
It's cool, but is it really that cool, man? After a while you get tired of just, don't get me wrong, it was cool meeting new people and all that. You know, like you said, you get horny, you want to kick it with some chicks and this and that. That's cool, bro. But me personally, for my personal growth, I've always grew up like, like in boxing, you stay abstinent from sex so that you
until the
can,
fight.
yeah, for the fight. So I was competing at the time, so I was absent from sex. So I would kick it with these girls, and they wouldn't fuck with me because they'd be like, "Oh, you don't want to fuck," and this and that, right? And it was like, okay, whatever. So I would be like, "Man, none of these girls want none of this, right?" And when now I look at it, I'm like, I got a beautiful girl that she respects my decisions, and we've gone through so much that she's not just in it for, oh, let's just fuck and this and that, right?
Yeah,
Obviously.
there's more.
So,
Hopefully.
dude, that feels so much. Hopefully, dude, that feels so much better though. Being like, I got my rock at home, right? I got the space and the necessity to pursue what I want to pursue without feeling bad about it. You know what I mean? Without feeling like, obviously you gotta make up for it in different spaces. But the whole chasing tail culture of like everybody wants to hook up with everybody. Fuck, dude. Like,
Negative.
I used to do that a lot. I used to fucking mess around with girls and this and that. And like you said, you're just like, damn, I feel a little dirty now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I would have just, but dude, you learn from that, man. You learn from, thank God I ain't catch nothing. So, especially now, I feel like you're more prone to catch shit because it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's been going on longer now. You know what I mean? The internet's been out longer. Tinder and all those apps have been out longer. So I feel like people have been doing it longer. When I didn't start like right at the beginning, but Tinder was still kind of like nobody even wanted to say they were on Tinder when I was on there, right? But everybody doesn't care about talking about it now. You know, did you ever have any kind of like? Well, you're older than me, so how was it you growing up at the age that I grew up in, with
dating?
with dating or whatever it was that you. The girl that you were with, because I know you told me you were in a serious relationship before this one, or no?
I was in a situationship. I was in a situationship, but I would say we probably would both say it was a relationship. The way we felt about each other, it was more girlfriend boyfriend, but we never put a title on it, so I got to leave it at situationship. And personally, I've never been about the like dating apps. Like I told you, I'm a more personable person, and I feel like I need to see you in person to kind of get the vibe and know what's real.
Because you're not even on Instagram anymore.
Nah. And you know what's crazy? Like, I want to be, but then again, I don't want to be. Because of the exposure that it gives you. Like, it's the exposure is good, but then the exposure is not good because of the things that you're looking at and then the stuff that they feed to you unconsciously. that
They
is
love
like,
feeding you shit.
I don't want this in my brain,
Yeah, bro.
but it's in my brain. So now I have to figure out like how to be disciplined and be blind to it.
So you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna just cut off the whole thing.
Well, I kind of did that too because I was getting in a little trouble in my relationship, and I felt like Instagram was a huge stimulant for that.
Yeah.
So I just cut it out just to see. It was really like a break.
Yeah. Well,
You
you've
know?
been off of it for a while now.
Yeah, but yeah,
You
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
he when you got off I have another friend who also recently got off Instagram. I'm wondering if more people are transitioning to that, to just taking break. I mean, I think a lot of people take breaks from the internet, you know?
You need to take a break.
Yeah.
It's just like food, right? They tell you
Yeah.
you need to fast because too much of anything is like detrimental to your health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would say, hell yeah, you need to take a break. However long that break is, okay, it's for you. You know,
Yeah.
but definitely take a break because not being on there is weird too because there's so much that's going on in the world
Yeah.
that I just be like, huh?
Do you feel like a little like left out or no? Like left out in the sense of not like, oh, like I'm left out, but like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
what
that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like, it's so much stuff going on. When people say
Yeah.
or bring up somebody's name or a certain situation, I be like, oh, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's some Instagram. You ain't see it? Nah.
What do you do with your time now then?
So I started reading, just being more intentional about what I have to do, what I want to do, the things that I desire out of life. Like, I feel like social media can put you more into other people's worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
not having that distraction, just like the girlfriend thing, right? Not having certain distractions just allows you to focus more on what you have going on and what you want to accomplish for yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Or it should do that. You just have to be intentional about
You
it.
have to be intentional about it for sure, cause if you don't have intent behind what you're doing, you're gonna kind of drift
Yeah.
back and forth of like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not gonna be solid.
Cause I've taken the thing about I liked about what you did with Instagram when you got off of it. You're not one to be like, guys, I'm getting off Instagram. I'll be back in a little bit. You know what I mean? You just did it.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes it happens where people will be like, I'm gonna take a break, guys. I'll be back. Like almost like I want them to miss me a little bit. So when I come back, you know what I mean? So are you really taking a break, or are you doing this as a little bit of a stunt to see who is watching you and who? Because what everybody wants some attention. Everybody, and I don't care who you are. Don't lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants some attention. Everybody loves that feeling of
That's just a scientific fact.
Yeah.
We're all little atoms who want electrons and protons.
And I was just like, I respected that a lot, and so did my other buddy too. He did the same thing. He just said delete or whatever, deactivate and this and that, and to do what you got to do, right? Like it got you away from that, and dude, I failed at that myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've tried to do it. I'll be back. I came back in like 2 days, 3 days.
Now, I would say this too. Now, I think about significant changes in life, right? When you want to do great things or you want to have a significant change, it's a science once again. In science, you learn about potential energy and kinetic energy, right? Potential energies need catalysts to propel them forward into kinetic energy, okay? So a part of my catalyst was just the situations I was landing myself into in my personal relationship, right? So that put me kind of in an emotional state to be like, you know what? Bump it. Let me just cut this. And sometimes life just has to put you in an emotional state to do what it is you want to do or got to do. You feel me? So
No
maybe
doubt.
that's what it is. And some people are disciplined,
Yeah.
very disciplined, and you have that comes from something too. Now I'll talk about that another day, but it just really takes something, bro.
Yeah.
It takes something, and it's like going to the gym. Like it's either when I go to the gym, I tell myself it's either you do it or life gonna do it for you, cause life gonna do it anyway. But you get yourself conditioned to going through these hard things. Pause. Um, that is, it's not easier, but you just a little bit stronger, and you can withhold the pressures of the situation
Yeah.
to get through it.
Cause you got a why. You know what I mean? That's very interesting, bro. Like boxing has always been my why, and whether it was I'm competing or I'm coaching or this and that. Now, the thing that drives me day to day is thinking about my brother. Is thinking about my personal growth in the boxing game, in the boxing business, and I was stuck for a while, bro. I was stuck after the moving thing for a while. Like, what the fuck
Really?
am I? Yeah. We haven't talked since then, so I didn't really.
Not for real, for real.
You didn't see too much of how it affected me at that time. I was emotional. I was emotional. I was like sad. You know what I mean?
Well, question.
What's up?
If you want to talk about it,
That's cool.
why did
Wait,
you,
go ahead asking to my
why did you quit the movie?
the moving stuff. Dude, it was that's a loaded question, my boy. It was
me up.
so
Gotta say
the
pause.
the thing about the moving, right? I don't want to say it was because something made me quit, but there was something that I realized that I was like, damn, this is getting it's getting tough for me to handle on my own. And as you've known, I've always had problems in my business of letting go of control, right? And luckily I learned that. I learned to let go of some control now that I'm outside of that business. Looking back, I'm like, damn, I could have had so and so doing that, and I could have just trusted him. But at the time, I saw no out of it. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
So it felt like too much pressure.
It was a lot of pressure, bro. Yeah, and I'm not like, y'all don't look at me like I'm no quitter or nothing. It's just that wasn't something that I felt like I wanted to put my energy into no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of as simple as that, bro. I was just kind of looking at it as a money maker, a money grab, and all the passions I had behind it that I would tell you about. I didn't see it no more, you know? And I kept working. I'm like, if I keep going through it, you know, as any entrepreneur would say, like, don't give up. It gets tough. It gets this. It gets that. Keep pushing. I couldn't snap out of it, you know? I would say Julio was training when I was working. And I remember for one of his fights that we went out to San Antonio, I was out there and I was like, damn, I'm almost here as a guest. I don't even know how the training went. I don't know what he's been working on. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I've always said, first thing, my family, this and that. When in reality, I felt like I drifted away from my family. You know what I mean? And so when I felt that, I was like, I need to change something because I don't like feeling like this. I'm part of this team because they put me in this position to be a part of this team. So when I gave up the moving, even then I was like, do I want to be a part of this team? Do I not? Blah, blah, blah. But something eventually clicked. I saw this, shout outs to his name on Instagram is Flaming Hot Mitts. He's a coach. He's a boxing coach. And I saw the way he was teaching on Instagram and the way he taught people and the way he makes the videos. And I'm like, dude, I've never seen a boxing coach teach like that or speak like that. And I was like, it really inspired me to be like, that's what I want to do. Very similar to that, right? I want to inspire the same way I'm looking at him right now, and it's inspiring me. And that's what gave me that flame of like the inspiration of like that's driving me day to day. You know what I mean? So now I'm 1,000% committed to being the best boxing coach that you could come out and work with, the best boxing, you know, analyst and this and that. That's what I'm working on now. So I look at everything as a study, right? I look at Julio's training. I'm like, what can we work on? What can we work on? This and that. That keeps my brain working. The moving just kind of killed my brain, I feel like, a little bit over time. It just not being able to let go of the here and there. It was hurting me, you know, more than helping me. And that's when dude, you know how it is. The whole labor thing, that shit's tiring. I admire y'all for continuing to do it, man. I'm just like, I just couldn't. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it because trying to pursue a career in a fitness space and you're doing manual labor or doing like just hard labor, bro, that shit is hard. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. Late nights, early mornings,
Yeah.
or early mornings, early mornings.
Do you still get home? What time do you normally get home? Realistically.
Bro, between like I want to say 7, but I feel like that's too early.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say between 8 and like 11.
Yeah.
Like just me being in control of everything.
Mhm.
Um, I aspire or not aspire. If you want to grow, you have to just delegate tasks to other people, right? You have to learn how to trust your team. You have to
Yeah.
build a team. So right now I'm in the work of doing that so that I won't be going to sleep and late and early, so I can actually have a routine for myself. Because that's all it is, but just creating a routine and like sticking to it, having that discipline to create a routine and a schedule for yourself. To where if anybody asks anything outside of those guidelines, then you're like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you have to do that.
Dude, saying no, fuck, dude, I was so bad at saying no. I take
Bruh,
every damn job that came my way.
like we said, it's
Yeah.
you feel like you're in the people business, so
Yeah.
you want to
Please the people. Yeah. Yeah.
because that's what gets you the tips. That's
But we
what
were,
gets you the money.
but we were good at it, bro. I mean, you're
We're
great
great
at it.
at
Yeah,
it.
we're great. We were great at doing that, at building that relationship with the customers and having them trust you. Whether, dude, some of these people just hear me over the phone and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, just send me the code." Like, and dude, I knew as soon as somebody hit me with like some sort of enthusiasm, or bro, sometimes would be like, "Lock me in for this day." I'm like, I haven't even sent you a damn quote yet. And so I knew when I sent the quote, it was like done.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was in there. Yeah, bro. You think the mic catches him? I think so. Meech is Meech is whining right now. He's in the crate. He got really excited when Kardell got here. Um,
He might have smelled my dog.
how is your dog?
He's great. He's big.
How big is he now? Do you know his weight?
No, I need to figure it out. I need to take him to the vet and figure it out. But he's heavy. Like he literally.
He's a pit bull, right?
Yeah. You know how you hold up 100-pound weight?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he feels like that 100-pound weight sometimes. How dense he is.
Dude, pit bulls get heavy, but they're compact though.
Yes.
Yeah, they're compact.
Hey, he looked like a little swole.
Yeah, yeah. See,
A
Meech is
swole
more.
bow-legged dog.
Meech is more of a. He's like a taller, leaner kind of dog, but he weighs. Last time I took him to the vet, he was about like 85.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a big boy. He's just he doesn't look like it too much, but he's. Nah, he does look pretty big. Yeah.
he do.
We had a German Shepherd come to the house not too long ago. He just like,
fought.
dude, what? They almost they went at it, but I had Meech on a leash, so I was.
Okay.
He gets a little hard to control, but your boy can handle it.
Come here, me.
Are you still How is your crew, bro? How are your crews doing?
Crews are great. Yeah, they're great. They fluctuate in who comes in and who goes, just based on their availability. But crew is definitely growing. One thing I do like about them that I instilled from the beginning is the consistency and the camaraderie and the cohesiveness of who is working with who. And I feel like one strong team building quality would be like how well do they work together.
Mm-hmm.
So
being able to pair people with people that have chemistry.
That's just something that I just knew. I don't know how I knew it, but I just know from being on teams and being in leadership positions that it's about the consistency. So everything is about the consistency. So these people have to have multiple experiences together to create or to build that bond, to strengthen that bond.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that's what I attempted to do, or that's what I did. I was like, all right, cool. You work well with this person, so I'm probably going to have you two guys on the same team more times than not. And then you still have to mix in like a newbie here and there just to see how they work and really just to gauge personality traits, because that's really what I do. I'm always analyzing and dissecting information. And I'm like, okay, cool. They do this, they do that. I can work well with them, but they don't work well with them, so you may want to be on the job with them. all type of
Yeah.
scenarios go on in my head.
Yeah, no
You
doubt.
know, but my crews are growing, and I like on my team. I have at least 2 or 3 of the guys who I can talk with on a level like this, to where they gonna tell me about my bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
and on any team, you need people who are gonna tell you about your bullshit,
Yeah.
because you can't see everything.
Not from your perspective, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I definitely appreciate that about them, and I love having that type of relationship with them.
Yeah.
And now, the control there is how comfortable you get, right? So you can get comfortable, but you can't get them too comfortable.
Too comfortable.
So I still have to find those areas where I can lay law down and be like, all right, nah, this my way, not your way.
Yeah, bro. I tried not to be a mean boss. And I don't know if that like, and I even hate saying boss. Like I didn't even like saying
I don't
that.
even say boss.
Yeah, like I hate being like the mean like lead. But dude, sometimes, man, sometimes you just gotta get shit done, and you gotta say it straightforward. You know what I mean? Like we're doing this today.
Cause it's business.
Yeah.
What they say?
Yeah.
What they say? They say it's business, not
It's not personal. It's business.
It's not personal. It's business. So,
One thing that I'll tell you though, bro, there's something about being out there with your boys, hustling and bustling, day in, day out, sweaty days, hard fucking days that'll grow a bond between you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the dudes, my crew and all that, dude, they were quick. Your crew too, quick. We all knew how to work together because we've done it so many times. And not only that, when we brought in someone new, they would see the energy and then be like, "Fuck, we're in there too." You know what I'm saying? That's very important. That's very important when you're leading a team, like that. You make sure that everybody has this, that we're all in the same energy wave. Because if one's slacking, we start to stumble. Doon. You know what I mean? And especially in moving. But it's okay. Like it's about communication too.
Bro, you learn everything about just being on a team. Like, and that's for me too. Like as a leader, you gotta know how big communication is within anything you do.
Yeah.
From working with your customers to your teammates. And that's, bro, I tell these dudes literally every day, like communicate. Start times, end times, how's everything going? Like just check in, check out.
Yeah.
And if they're doing it or if they're not doing it, you have to still hold yourself up to the standard to do it.
Yeah.
Because it still has to be done.
It has to be done.
You know, that's a part of the formula, man, is the communication.
The communication, man. My guys were always pretty good at communicating. When we're tired, we'd be like, let's take a break. I always, the break thing. Do you guys, the break thing.
Y'all did the break thing before?
On big moves. Like, I'm talking like, we better be here till like 10 tonight. Like, we're not going to be done till 10.
Oh, you talking about moving. Okay.
Yeah.
I got lost in the sauce.
Oh, what were you thinking?
I thought you said your girl.
Oh. But what I was talking about was the breaks during work.
Okay.
Yeah, just learning to communicate and not being afraid, because you know how it is out there, bro. You start to get real like, I could do this all day long. You know what I mean? But it's also like, hey, let's get some lunch.
Oh,
you know
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't think of like, I myself probably can go all day long, but I know this guy may not be able to go all day long.
Yeah.
And this guy says he's hungry, he hasn't eaten. All right, cool. Now because like in business, there's what is it called? There's like employee quality of workplace something, right? And so that's a real thing. You have to grade the quality of your work or your workplace, and like the stress levels that you give to your employees. Because people actually get sued behind things like that, like working too much.
Yeah.
You make a person work too much, they're gonna get mad and they're gonna be like, I need more money, or I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna lose a lot of people because you're stressing them out.
Because they don't want to come back.
Right.
Just be like, damn, that shit was too hard for me. I'm not going back to that.
Yeah, and you don't want people to feel like that.
You
So
don't.
breaks important as hell. And then you satisfied after you eat, or you just take a time to to rest. Like some people need that. Like me and you, we probably can go all day because that's just who we are. We know what needs to be done, and we got it. We gonna get it done by any means.
But some would consider that my fucking one of my bad attributes because
I mean, it's balanced to
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
though. You know what I'm saying? It's a
yeah,
great attribute. We just have to learn. I'm the same way.
yeah,
We got to learn how to balance it.
yeah. Because I remember you and dude one time,
We just
Kardell
go
and I,
getters,
yeah,
man.
Kardell and I, we were on a move. Shout outs to our customer on this move.
Woo-hoo.
You remember we were in that. We got somebody told
The
us to
garage?
the garage.
Oh, yes.
We were there what 2 a.m.
2, 3.
Dude, and that wasn't. And let me tell you, that wasn't the only time we did that. I know you
Oh,
remember Mansion too. You remember that was out here,
bruh.
dude.
All I could think
dude,
about is stairs. I swear.
bro.
Stairs.
We were.
At 1 in the morning,
Fuck,
just
dude.
going up and down stairs.
That was a 7-man move, and that was underdid it. That was underdoing it, but they had to go. But shit, Kardell wasn't gonna leave me by myself.
Nah,
So
you never leave your brother.
he was there with me. Unfortunately, I think Julio was on another job.
We ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah, no, but it was Julio, my brother. He was on another job. He was working like I had 2 jobs scheduled that day. Well, I didn't have the job went over. So like the job that I had the next day, I didn't think we were gonna do 2
Be
days.
that long.
Yeah. So he had to go, and I tried to cancel it, but he couldn't.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's
one
the
now.
only reason he wasn't there, because Julio would be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julio's just as a fucking beast as we are at just grinding it out. So he unfortunately wasn't able to be there. So Kardell and I were there. We got lunch all the way up here, and dude, for
Did we
one.
get the public subs?
We got the public. We got Publix. Yeah.
Publix.
The funny thing is, bro, that house is like 10 minutes from here where I
For
am.
real?
Yeah. Yeah. But at the time, I was living further down towards the city.
So it was
Well, like a little
20,
closer.
30.
So it was about, yeah. But and then how far was that from your house?
Bro, don't even ask me that question.
Cardell drives everywhere. Let's just say that.
I move. So shit. It's like I can't even help it.
You gotta go everywhere. I was
Yeah,
just in
man.
I don't do like big moves no more. I drove a couch up to Clayton like 2 days ago.
Like
That was
South Georgia?
North.
I never heard of
Yeah,
it.
Clayton. It's up there by Blue Ridge.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
north.
Yeah, it wasn't from here. It's probably like an hour, but it was cool because I picked up
From here it's an hour?
hour and 15,
Ooh,
10.
that means it's like 2 hours for me then.
Yeah, so I picked it up in Roswell and we just drove it up. It was cool though. Hey, them little jobs be cool though.
Bruh.
But yeah, Kardell and I have been through a lot of experiences in the sense of hard fucking work, man.
Hard work, grind it out. Bro.
Yeah, man. And like I was said in the beginning of this, bro, you have always inspired me to keep pushing, keep going, and keep that great attitude. You know, my
Glad
boy.
you said that. I got something to share with you later.
Okay. Yeah, man. I can't say that enough, bro. I can't say enough how much you have impacted my life and how grateful I am for you to even be here, bro. Because I know this is a drive for you to come out here, but when I told you about it, you were just as excited as I was for me. You know what I mean? And that takes a lot, just cheering, being able to support, you know what I mean? Support, not even just saying it, but I feel it. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've always resonated with you, and just being able to. I'm like, you're like my brother, like you're my brother from another mother. You know what I mean?
Literally, bro.
And bro, me and Kardell have not talked from today for what, like 6 months, and
It's
we
been a
can
minute.
we can always sit down.
And have a great conversation.
Like in that,
for a long time.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's how you know you got real people around you. And I'll always say it. You want to keep these people close, and you want to keep these people like people that like you, that you've impacted my life, and I know you have a great attitude and things. You want to keep those people in your circle, right? Who is like that in your circle right now? You've got a lot. You got close friends. I know. You say you were an only child, right? But one time you told me you had a sister. I don't explain that
I got
to
a
me.
sister and a brother. My brother is like a month older than me, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
But he lives in Cali, and then my sister.
But you didn't grow up with them.
No, we all
Okay.
have different moms,
Okay.
and so that's really where the disconnect was. Our
Yeah.
dad didn't really do a good job of connecting us.
Y'all. Yeah.
But eventually we kind of established that for ourselves, and
Yeah,
just
you
became
grow
a
up,
little
yeah.
closer. But it's still not close like your brothers are to you.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brother, we talk on the phone. Like, we have a great relationship. Sometimes we don't because he get mad at me for whatever, but we be cool.
Yeah.
And I got I got a niece and a nephew on the way next month.
Damn. Really?
Yep.
Congrats on that, brother. You gonna have any kids? Not soon,
One
but
day, someday.
one day, Sunday, brother.
You know, if God let me, we do what I do.
Same, bro. Same. I don't know. Like I've told you this before. I'm thinking not now, obviously, but in the future, I wanna adopt. I wanna adopt.
That's different.
Yeah, because my girl, my my doggo over there, he's my first little kid right there.
First adoption.
Yeah, the reason I want to adopt is because, bro, I feel like there are kids in this, and this is not for everybody. This is just my opinion, right? I feel like I want to help a kid that's on this earth already, that could use the opportunity to be raised by someone that could love them. Because you know how, dude, the foster system, the whole thing
It's crazy.
is crazy. You hear so many stories of like what kids go through, and dude, I may not even be like a good fucking parent or anything, but if I could somehow help, any way I can, a kid or two kids, that would be a blessing. You know what I mean?
Well,
How do you feel about that?
I'm for it.
Yeah, it's not for everybody
I'm
though.
not against it.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. It's a challenge with anything you do, but with that's a challenge because you're changing your way of living to appease someone else, right? And then it just really switches up your whole game.
Yeah.
Kind of like having a kid, but then you like, this is not mine.
Yeah.
This didn't come from me, so it's like it seems harder to understand it. I'm just forward thinking like that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really know how it is.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I would think that I'm going through things with this person that I wouldn't have been going through had it just been me, my kid, and my wife. Mm-hmm. This thing came from something I don't even know.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro.
And I just say that because I've had experiences with people, like other people living in my house or in my space.
Yeah.
And just not really understanding their mental, and it's not lining up with my mental, so the energies seem like they get thrown off. And then it's like, okay, the time in between having to adjust knowing myself and then knowing myself with this person, and then having a relationship and whatever else in the mix, it's just a lot of stuff going on at one time.
Yeah.
And you really have to have a strong, solid foundation. So the wife,
yeah,
to be able to hold
to
all
handle
that weight.
Yeah. It's just a thought right now. I
mean,
yeah,
it's a thought that you had to do this,
brother. I know you're getting to work later. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you coming. This is man, we could ramble on for hours.
I really could. I ain't gonna lie. I really could. Yeah. I would want to have just a long conversation.
We'll have you back.
But we can really talk about everything.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Yeah. We
done had conversations. You sitting on top of the Jeep and we just in the truck.
Bro, what? Or out in the parking lot. Bro, me and Kardell, we meet up anywhere. It just happens. We just be talking in the parking lot. We just be sitting down after work, before work. Dude,
I love it.
Yeah, we always do what it do.
That's my type of talk.
We always do what it do, man. Thank you so much for coming out, brother. We're gonna wrap it up now. If you want to shout out anything that you got going on, your business again one more time, or
yes,
just go ahead, brother.
You need any moving in the metropolitan Atlanta area and surrounding areas, please reach out to Prolific Moving Pros. We do business, residential moving, in-home, furniture deliveries, junk removal. You name it, we'll get it done. Just call or text 404-444-0207. Again, that's 404-444-0207.
Guys, this is Kardell, one of my main men right here. Make sure to check us out on if you're listening to us on Spotify. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to leave a 5-star rating on that. If you're watching and listening on YouTube, go ahead and leave a little comment what you liked on this, and appreciate you guys so much. Leave us a like, subscribe, and make sure to check us out also on Instagram and TikTok. All our handles should be at The Garden PC. PC stands for podcast. God bless you guys. Keep watering those plants. Keep doing what you do. And don't be afraid to plant that new seed today. God bless you guys. Take care.
Got you.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.